we're gonna do today is an updated photo book collection. It's been what, 7 months since I have had a massive change in my photo book collection, the way it looks, and the cards. I decided to be, if you have been to my channel, you know that I'm an OT7 GOT7, so the majority is GOT7, but I do have other groups I do enjoy buying their albums, or either buying their albums and collecting. So if you're new, hi, we can start over again, because Dreamcatcher at this point is coming back soon. Actually, they already came back. I have to get their albums. JayB should be coming back from GOT7. Who else? I'm still collecting Bam Bam stuff. A whole bunch of other people. But in the meantime, I figured this should be a new start, because it's been a while since I've actually done this, and I decided not to upload a lot of my videos because I'm like, I'm not going to catch up. So I'm just going to start over again. So since Dreamcatcher is coming back, I'm not going to put the last Dreamcatcher video. So I'm just going to end up deleting a lot of videos, because I'm like, it is waste of my time right now. And I didn't have time when I did it. I am going to put up Bam Bam's video, and I'm going to put up Yugyeom's video. Unboxing videos. But other than that, we're just going to start over. And let's start with, I figured, let's start with a photo book collection. You can see what I have at this moment. And then we'll move on from there. Alright, so this should be right here. Alright, let's begin. Now, how I usually do this is I always, since GOT7 is the bulk of my collection, since I am mainly a GOT7 collector, I always start with the other group's albums that I collect. I collect their albums, but I don't collect their cards. Unless I change my mind. But at this moment, it's more like that. So I start off with this one. I have, when they stand up, I have them like this. So this one says other groups number 2. Right? On the side, I do like decorating my binders. I know people who keep their stuff straight up white, and I'm like, I got too many stickers for that. I like that. So this is what the other group's cover look like. And let's begin. Okay, inside is more plain, because I don't really spend that much time on it, because these are just the albums I collect, not really the photo cards or nothing else. But the first group is Everglow. I love Everglow. There was a time when I was thinking, ooh, I don't like that title track. I'm like, should I waste my money? But their last album was really good, so I'm going to continue collecting them. This is all the cards that I have for them. You can see it, right? I'm just going to go through it, because in this group, in this binder, it is basically albums I collect. I don't collect the group by knowing the personalities and stuff. So even though I know maybe a couple of the members, I don't know, more than likely none of the members. I just go for their music, and I pick up the music, and I like the music. One day I may get more invested in them. I know EU, I know Mia, I know a few of them. But I'm not that, I'm not a stan. I'm not into their fandom. But I do like the music enough to buy it. Alright, so far these are all the inclusions that I put taken from the albums. And you can see that's what I have. Alright. I'm just going to show it to you, because this is basically you just looking. I did at one point think of collecting EU. Because once I decide to collect a thing, I get more invested. But then I said, since I'm really into GOT7 right now and trying to collect all their stuff, all their album, their Korean photo cards, I need to not, I can't afford to pay for more album. Like, I can't afford to like focus on that. So anyway, okay, so this was all of Everglow. Before I continue, what I try to do, because I'm going to explain to you, because this is what I also wanted to say. I only really collect, besides GOT7 as a whole, I really only collect like 6 individual members of groups. So, from different groups. And you'll eventually see those, but I try to do that so I can spend money where I want to. And since, like I said, GOT7 is my old group, that's where it goes. Anyway, let's continue. Now that that's out of the way, this is a group called Nature. I don't know if many people know them. Their last comeback was Girls, And I think that did give them a little bit more exposure. I don't like calling groups new. What do they call them? New groups? That sounds so weird. This is just a group that is not well known, but the last song did, I think, make an impression on international fans. I'm not sure about the Korean fans, but since they're more, you know that this is a group that's probably more Korean based than it, focusing more on Korean public than international, and I don't know anything about it, so I don't know their status, but I do like their songs, so that's why I'm continuing to keep them. And one thing that's different about this one is that I do actually collect a member. You'll see it in the other album, and it's the member's called Sunshine, but you'll see that in the next album. All right, so but this is all the inclusions that I got from, I might as well put this over here. I think they come out like once a year or once every, was it once a year or once every 6? I don't know when they, and I don't know when they come out. I think it might have been last year. Anyway, in this album, everything, if I sleeve them, they will be in green. I'm only saying that because GOT7's gonna look quite different now. If you ever saw an older version of my photo book collection. But this is all of Nature's albums. The next one will be Dreamcatcher. Now, Dreamcatcher is different from the other two girl groups that I do collect, as in albums, is that I do have more knowledge of Dreamcatcher, just not as much as, I have more knowledge about Dreamcatcher because this is the girl group I decided to listen to the most, but since I'm only focusing on GOT7, Dreamcatcher is probably the closest to a girl group that I really do follow, but not follow. I know more about them than the other two girl groups, but I mean, I know their names, I know what they look like, but every time I try to watch any variety shows and stuff, I put it off, so I still am behind, even though I think I do want to learn more about Dreamcatcher. It's just, at this point, I don't think it's necessary for me. I'm not an insomnia. But I do collect a member from Dreamcatcher, and it's actually a serious collection, which you will see in the other album. It is Dami, the rapper, the main rapper, and one of the reasons I love about Dreamcatcher is that they don't make bad songs. All right, I had always a little bit of iffiness with Nature and Everglow, even though they both make really good songs. I never really had a problem with Dreamcatcher. The only thing I wish is when I was getting into Dreamcatcher, I wish I fully got into Dreamcatcher then, because I got into them when they came out as, I think it was definitely after they changed their name. And Catch Me, I think it was Catch Me. I wish I bought those albums because I can't get those albums. Those albums are too expensive now. And I wish they would reprint them, because then the damn albums will go down in price so quickly. Honestly, I wish they would reprint those earliest albums, to be honest. I really wish they would. All right, so these are concert cards, and I also bought their online concert tickets. I mean, I still have to buy their DVD album. Like I said, Dreamcatcher is probably the closest to GOT7 in what I collect, as in I will buy their DVDs, I'll watch their concerts and stuff like that, but not variety shows and all that stuff. I just don't get into it that way. But Dami, I do definitely collect. I seriously enjoy collecting Dami, as this was their last concert, and I think this is the one that's on DVD. They have a full band and everything. So, yeah, and these are all the concert cards you got. I put them in here because I don't collect the other members, so I just put everything in this volume. Okay, so the next item. This is a very unusual thing. I always said, because Irene from Red Velvet, I love Red Velvet songs. I seriously love Red Velvet, but I don't like the red as much as I love the Velvet songs. So, and I really can't get into SM because they're too expensive. Meanwhile, in the boy groups, I actually collect 2 SM groups. But don't judge me. I ever said when Irene comes out with an album, there's certain members of certain groups. I said if they ever come out with an album, I will buy that album. And then my number 1 and number 2 pick decide to do an album together. So I was like, wow. I'm happy. So this is the Irene and Seulgi album collection Monster. I put it here because I'm not sure if they're actually going to make another album. Because I know Red Velvet is coming back soon, and I don't collect Red Velvet in itself. But I don't know if they're going to actually come back as a duo again, so I left them in this album. I'm only really missing 2 photo cards, and I'm being very lazy because I'm trying, because GOT7 members have been coming back with albums and magazines and stuff, so I just can't afford to work on this collection right now. But I'm almost done with it. I just have to pick up a few more things. But this is all the stuff. And I'm honestly thinking I have an extra poster, and I want to see if I want to get the second poster. I don't know if anybody's trading those because it's so big and flimsy, but you know. Anyway, this is highly unusual because I've been wanting to buy their albums for the longest time. This is TOO, but they're not even called TOO anymore. This is TOO keeping together. Is it keeping together? Yeah, running together. But then they had that little problem between their companies, and they had to rename themselves. So now they're called 2OI? 2OI, I think it is. This is now their new logo. And their last album was called Reborn, which is pretty good. You actually should listen to them. So that's all the collections that I got from this. Right? But I do plan on getting it. I think their first 2 albums, from TOO 2, is still available. So I'm going to eventually get those, maybe at the end of summer. When I have a little bit of money, I'll just pick up those 2 albums and complete the album collection, at least for me. The next one is various members. This is Bone Park's album, her first and second album. This is Wasa, another person I said if they put out an album, I'll pick it up. This is a Secret Number. These are the cards I pulled. And this is the other inclusions that came with it. This is the GWSN, which is Girls in the Park. This is stuff that I also collected from them. And that's basically just girl groups that various members or whatever goes in here. The next one will be, if I always say this because I'm such a GOT7 fan that for some weird reason people think I don't collect Stray Kids, never thought it. But I actually started collecting Stray Kids since, what is this, the Clay series, and I usually get their limited versions. And this is all the pulls that I have. I don't collect them because this is the book I don't collect. I just put them in an album. Though I have a couple of, since I did buy, the one time I did buy was the In series, the In Life series, and I bought all 3 versions because the albums were cute. Don't judge me. But I have a bunch of extras, and I want to switch them out for something else. So I'm going to put that on my Instagram account so you can look. But these are the things that I have collected. I don't trade, but you know. Oh yes, this is from Wonho's first album. I was trying to be basically a supporter. And Onehead, who, if you know who she is on YouTube, a huge Monster X and a huge Wonho supporter. So I was like, yeah, no, you know what? I'll do that. So I did buy a couple of albums, and these are my collections from it. I think this is the only one this is the only album I bought. Right? And these are all the posters. The next one is just a grab bag of stuff. Just EXO, Super, and 17, BTS. This is actually, I actually do have a Red Velvet album, the first album, and I pulled the joy. There's some albums I just bought for the, you know, but that's what I got. And this is just all the inclusions from it. And I think that should be it from this one. Alright, so let's come out of here. And let me show you the one that the albums that I do. Where is it? Okay. Here it is. Another decorated album. This is the albums I do. I collect the albums, and I also collect members from the albums. This is what called Other on this one, number 1. As you can tell on the front, because I spent time on it. Dreamcatcher, Super M, Wavy, and Vix. Now for Dreamcatcher, like I said, it was Dami. For Super M, it is Kai and 10. And since Wavy is in here too, I collect 10. Vix is in here because they're my nostalgic group. I collect Neo, which is Leo and N. I call them my nostalgia group because they were actually my first boy group that I actually loved. I don't really interact with Vix anymore, and Vix has been basically on hiatus because they're either in the military, one has left, other stuff has happened, but it's gonna be a while before Vix even thinks of coming out with an album. So, and is doing basically acting at the moment. But in here we'll also have Kai's album because I do collect Kai in itself. I also collect a couple of EXO stuff, so it's probably in here too. So Kai and 10, Liu Bin, Dami, and I actually made this before I put in Sunshine, so you won't see Sunshine on here, but I'll show you. Alright, so the first person I have in here is Dami. Dami probably is the most, I don't know if it's the most complete photo cards, but I mean, in albums, yes. And I wanted, honestly, I did this because since Dreamcatcher has come back, I wanted to do this before I do Dreamcatcher's unboxing, so I can add on. This time I didn't buy all of my stuff directly. I'm going through goes, so let's see what happens. Let's start. This is Dami. If you saw in the last one, yeah, all the sleeves will be green in this one. If you've seen the one that I did in, I think it was January, the Photocard collection, I had this front page always empty because I was like, I'm never going to find these cards. These cards are too expensive and everything, blah, blah, blah. But this card took a freaking year. I had to wait for the other person for a whole year to trade this card. And I'm still not kind of happy with this card, but I'm going to have to live with it, at least for now. I finally got this card. I almost got this card. These are probably, this one will probably be my most expensive photo cards, and I will never spend that much money on those cards again. But I already said that's why I want these. That's why I want this. That's why I want Dreamcatcher's company to actually reprint these albums, because it makes no sense for this stuff to be this expensive. But I finally got my ETA. No, ETA? Escape the Era cards. I'm so happy I got them. So this first thing, I decided to put in the broadcast card. I know I'm never gonna get this card, but it's just for collecting's sake. Love Shack. I've seen this card sometimes. Expensive as hell. Ugh. Nightmare. I've seen this card sometimes. Who knows? This one is attainable, but it's a little expensive, and I don't want to spend it right now. This one I got in a deal because I bought several cards and I slightly lowered the price, and that's how I got this card. Same thing with the ETA. I bought them with a deal, buying several, and I got a price reduction. So I have all those. Some of them are what I did change. Instead of separating the fan sign cards and the broadcast cards, I just included the broadcast because I do like era. I like putting stuff into eras. So whatever the era is, that's where the card. So I may have spots because they're fan cards or fan sign cards, fan sign cards or broadcast cards. But other than that, I do have a good if maybe 90% of the Korean photo book collection. I'm very proud of that. All right, so let's go through it. That's the explanation. So let's go. These are well, they're coming back, so that means there's gonna be another Kino card coming. I thought the Kino cards were gonna be small. They're huge. I need to buy. Speaking of, I need to be buying 4 pocket sleeves again. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna go through it. I hope you guys can see all this. All right. I did, because this was part of a deal, I did pick this up and I ended up getting these 2 at a really great price. They're selling these for like $40. I think together I got it for less than 40. It was a really good deal because I bought several cards. Okay, here's another one. I think this was included in the deal. This one. This is part of the latest. This is the prior. This is sorry. I need to drink some tea. Hold on. This is shoot. This is the prior. Hold on. I can't remember right now. Which tree version is this? This is Road to. Is it? Yes, Road to Dystopia? No, Road to Utopia. And this was probably the fastest. No, I lie. That wasn't the fastest. Hold on. This one here. Hold on. Which one is this? Road to Dystopia, right? Oh, this is the Lose Myself. Lose Myself was probably the fastest I've ever collected Dami's cards. Everybody wanted to trade with me and I was so happy. And I got all her pre-order cards. I was so happy. And then we had the Road to Utopia. This one is the last thing. And this is where I went mad. In January, I decided, you know what? Because I think that's when they had their last comeback. I said, you know what? I want to collect all of Dami's pre-order cards. Wow. That took me about 6 months. And that was crazy. But I did do it. This is the only one I'm missing. I think it's the only one I'm missing, is the fan sign. This is the with fans fan sign card? I think so. It basically looks like this, except it's in a different position because she's wearing the same jacket. So if anybody knows what this card is, let me know, thank you. But this, I can tell you which one. I think this is the beginning of it. This is the fan sign with fans. This is MMT or K-Town, one or the other. No, that's MMT because this is K-Town. Did I have them on the back? Oh, I took them all off. But you can tell these are all pre-order cards. I even have the holographic one, MMT. I think it's MMT holographic and MMT thing. This is with drama. I think this is K-Town. This is not K-Town. I can't remember. There was like how many? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think there's like another one, but it looks exactly like this one. And I was like, no. Because one is an apple and one is another one. I'm like, they're the same card. So I think there's like under 20 pre-order cards. And I was like, wow, you really want to kill me. So and this is the with fans. This was really hard to get, but I got this for a good price too. This was running like $40, $44, $45. I was like, So I made a deal. I think that was part of this deal, and I got this for at least half off. Because I at the most. This one, I actually got this off of eBay because I was seeing nobody purchasing. I didn't see anybody else selling it anywhere, but I saw on eBay. So I actually emailed the person and asked them if they can give me a little bit of a discount. They said yes, and it was mine. I was so happy because this card is actually hard to find now. I got a discount on this one because there's a slight blemish. There's like a little pin dot on the nose, and honestly, you can't even see it. The rest of them is fine. These are the receipts that you get when you bought the album in the store, and I got all of Dami's versions. So, yeah. Oh, this is Music Korea. Yeah, I left some of them on there. Anyway, I have her template up and ready at Instagram, ready to think. I believe there's one. I believe there's K-Town, MM2, Soundwave, and Onwat, which I think is Chinese. I think. I'm not sure yet. I think there's at least 5. Now there's 5 pre-order cards. I don't know. There might be more, but that's the template I have up now. I made myself, so let's see what happens. These are my Japanese cards. I made a big mistake. I got this really cheap, and I should have bought the other one, but I thought, oh, it's going to go down in price. Dumb. It didn't go down. And now it's like at $30, and I'm like, it's going to stay right there because I'm not buying it. I have to... Piri always comes up, and it's so hard to catch it one thing, because by the time I have my proxy picking it up, they're like, oh, well, someone else bought it. So I say, crap. And then the prequel. I've seen that like maybe a year ago. This kept coming back, and now I don't see it at all. But that's all for the Japanese. I assume they're going to come out with a Japanese album after they finish with their Korean album. But that's the end of my Dami collection until next week, which more Dami stuff will be coming in. Alright, anyway, the next one is going to be... Oh, I forgot. I did separate the broadcast in the thing, but this is like concert cards. Everything that doesn't belong in an album is on this side. So this one is a little more sparse, but I'm not in a hurry to get all this stuff, so... Oh my god, these two... This is from the first concert. These cards are so expensive. I'm like, you can keep that. This is from the second concert. This is from their merchandise off their website. Oh, like, nah, the shipping is ridiculous. And this is from their latest concert. You get 3 cards. This was actually a K-Bang card. I liked it. I don't know if I ever get these cards, but they have a placeholder. These are the Japanese Polaroids that you got. These is the big postcards. I'm glad they're not doing these anymore because this is also hard to trade. This is a Dreamcatcher bookmark and thing. I put it in here. This is the one that's from Road to Utopia. She looks pretty, but I'm glad they're not doing those anymore. I'm also glad they're not doing if I see right, they're not doing the standees. They're still doing stickers, but not standees. This came out of the book that I really wanted, and I totally forgot what day it was going to finish, and I totally missed it. Now every part of that book is so expensive. This is Japanese stuff. This is from I think that photo booth they were doing. This is literally a photo booth type of pictures. This is a film strip. I can't remember what it is anymore. I'm pretty sure when I did my upload for my Bujang unboxing, it shows you what this is. I can't remember right now. This is from the 2020 Contact concert. Mnet? I can't remember. I'm so blanking out right now. This is from their latest concert. This is from a Japanese Go-Go Candy. And these are pictures, 2nd anniversary. This was like Christmas Nightmare or something. I picked up a few photo cards and thing. That's pretty much it for now for Dami. So the next time you'll probably see this, well, actually, well, you'll probably just see the unboxing for Dreamcatcher. The next thing is Nature's Collection, which is Sunshine. I just decided to, during the last few months, it's like, yeah, let's try it. I should be easier, right? So I decorated her section. I like it. And I have all the pictures, so I know. This one is probably the most organized because they only have like 3 albums. So it's not as hard. But I think I'm doing pretty well collecting so far. I gotta put their stuff in. Hold on. Not that one. Let me do a little bit of this. I didn't realize she didn't have a... Another reason why you'll never see me do like a... Because it takes too long. We'll leave those in there for now. Oh no, let me see. I don't have the old sleeves? Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna do a slight cleanup. I have a chance to get more of her cards, but like I said, at this point, I'm a little busy, so with dealing with GOT7 stuff, so I have to work on it later. But if I see it for a good price, I probably will pick it up. I usually get my cards from Mercari Japan. Right? I think I'm not doing so bad. I'm collecting, it's on par. But, you know. And these were from Friends, the Friends thing that they promoted on K-Town for You. I got the Japanese one and the American one. Now this is the 10 collection, which is Wavy 10. I haven't really decorated it, but... Oh, I need to tell her I finally got this card. I traded with the girl from France. She got mine really fast. This took months. And I honestly thought I lost the card. I need to tell her. Because I think she did email me a while ago. She's like, did you get the card? I'm like, oh crap. So I'm going to finally tell her today that I got this card. This card, because this card is so expensive. And I had Win-Win. And his card is so expensive. And I was like, I can't afford to buy this card. So the only thing I'm missing is actually these two cards from Wavy. His Circle card and his Take Over the Moon repack. So if anybody wants to do a trade, I have a couple of Circle cards and Take Over the Moon for me. But I think what was here? Something was supposed to be here. I don't know. But this is his Chinese card. This is from Awaken. I think it's Awaken the World. And I'm working on his last one, which is this. I just like Lucas's picture in here, and I don't have Lucas's. I want to plan on... I need to trade. I'm so exhausted with GOT7. I'm not trading much of anybody else's stuff. Okay, so this is all the extra stuff that I picked up while I was doing my Boojang purchases. So I got a few of his cards. This is actually from his photo book, and this is what came in it. I think this is so nice. On the back of it, I have his other card, his other two Polaroids that came with it too. And these are all the ones that are not necessarily wavy, but also could be wavy. I think I think I want to collect a couple of his NCT cards. And since I'm not going far back in NCT because he was with it since the beginning with NCTU. We ain't doing that. But a couple of cards from NCT is perfectly fine, especially the 2021. I don't mind that. But other than that, Kai. Oh God, Kai has been giving me problems, and I know Kai's coming back in probably a couple of months, and I need to get started with that thing. But the only thing I've been able to do was get an extra card. I'm missing so many of his cards. I'm missing 1, 2, oh boy, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing 5 of his photo cards. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's like 10 cards I'm missing from him. And yeah, I'm still missing 1, 2 postcards. 1, 2, 3. At least 4 stickers. I'm not doing that good with his. Oh, and I know he's coming back. Lord have mercy. And this is the Obsession. I did collect all of his Obsession cards, I'm just missing his Kino card. I always go back and forth. I'm wondering, should I buy his card or not? I don't know. But, you know. I do plan on getting the EXO Don't Fight the Feeling Kai section. I'm just being lazy. Well, not being lazy. I'm focusing my money right now on JayB's albums and his magazine. Like again, GOT7 is my main group, so so all other groups have to be put in the back seat. Here's Super M. I think I'm done with all their Korean cards. This is from their first album. These is done. This is their Western cards and their Korean cards together. These are the concert cards. I should have bought his cards when I had the chance, but now I can't deal right now with that. This is from their last album. I don't know if they'll be coming back anytime soon since Tame is now in the army. And I think Baekhyun, is Baekhyun in the army now? I'm not sure yet, or he's going in soon. Either way, they're going to be missing at least 2 members. So I think Super M is going to be on a hiatus for a minute. That's probably why Kai is coming back with his own album. But yeah, this was from another. I pulled his Baekhyun and I said I'm going to keep it because he looks cute as a button. But I got all the ID cards and I got all the postcards and I got the group postcards. Now, and then Leo is part of VIX. They're my nostalgic. Basically, I'm only collecting 2 members. And this is everything else in this album is slow, with the exception of Dreamcatcher, Neo is very slow. I'm collecting them when I feel like it, and if I don't feel like it, I'm not collecting them. But if I see a price, I get it. If I don't, I don't bother. These are just estimates of what the size of these things are, so I'm just going to go through it very quickly. So if anybody sees something that I'm missing and you want to trade, or if you want to sell something that's cheap, because I know VIX right now is not like I always say, VIX is not popular in America. So I'm trying to be very careful on how I get my stuff, because I don't want to end up buying a whole bunch of stuff and I can't get rid of it because I don't want to collect the other members and it makes no sense to do so. So I'm just going through it very quickly. So if you see something, right? Alright, so this is LR. I think I'm pretty much done with LR. I don't have the need to collect all of LR right now. So whatever I pulled, that's what I have. And these are from the individual, this is Leo's first and second albums. I collected all of them. This is from Hyuk's album. I have the second and the first one, but the problem is, when I was doing the video that you'll never see, I was doing put stuff into my my books. I accidentally put my elbow on it. So this card is actually damaged and I need to find another one. If you guys know anybody who's selling it like really cheap, I mean like $3 to $5 cheap, let me know because I need to replace this card. I damaged it so bad on the back. I didn't even feel it. This is from Ken's album. I pretty much collected everything, including his POBs. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, including his the only thing I'm missing is his greeting postcard number 1. I have the second one. I don't have the first one. And then I'll be done with Ken's thing. He is also in. Is he also sending? He's still in the army too. So this is the conclusion of all albums that are not GOT7. Because now we're gonna go into GOT7. All right. So we're gonna move. And we're going to start off with the we're going to start off with adjunct. Since this is also, I also bought new binders because I wanted new binders. So I haven't finished decorating everything. I call this the adjunct because this is stuff that is GOT7, but it doesn't fit anywhere else, merchandise wise or something. Since I have 4, I have 5 binders dedicated to GOT7. Again, GOT7 is my old group. So Let's begin. This was from their GQ magazine from Mark and Bam. Somebody was selling all the postcards for a really great price. She asked me if I wanted. I said yes, so I did. She sent it to me from Thailand, and yeah. So I have already one magazine. I don't need the other one. I think I have the. Do I have the group magazine? I think I have Mark and Bam's magazine. This is from Supsada. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Another Thai magazine, and it was featuring JayB in it. This has it had a postcard in it, so this is one I pulled. I got it through a Go. This is the fan meeting cards. I pulled Mark and I bought Bam Bam for a really cheap price. I bought Jackson's. I pulled. No, it wasn't a lot. I was on Yahoo Japan. It was a lot because I wanted the light stick. I was missing one light stick. Yes, I was also collecting all the light sticks, and one of them had a card, and I thought it was JayB's. I wasn't sure, but it was actually JayB's card that in the card. So that light stick came with JayB's card. Did that make any sense to you? I'm so sorry. These are the, I want to say these are the bus passes. These are the Shinin cards. I have Bam Bam and Yugyeom's. It was just an option, but I liked it, so I was like, all right, sure, why not? I'll take those two. If you haven't noticed, oh yes, I know green was, I've been using green for a long time. I'm in the process of changing all my GOT7 to black. I love green, but I was a little bit bored, so I changed some of my binder sleeves. I'm slowly in the process of it. So if you see some green, like, okay, like the fan meeting stuff, I'm only collecting, I don't know. I said I was going to start, since I'm going into GOT7 mode, I think I'm going to end up collecting this, but this is such a low priority that I didn't even finish getting Jackson's or JayB's cards. I think I'll just get them just to finish it off, but that's all I have for the fan meeting cards. Oh yeah, these are the ones I said I was going to do GOT7, so this is all the cards that I had extra of, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, so it's in here just for now until I decide to actually start collecting GOT7, but right now I'm not even bothering. These were the cards that you got when you bought the tin cans, the 2 tin cans. This was like, I think, tin can A, and this was tin can B. I just put them on back and front. These were from a video that I need to find because the summer, this is like their summer when they got the Go Tunes and all that stuff, the summer sale. And if you bought, hold on, yes, from the summer store, if you had bought over a certain amount, you get a certain number of cards. Yeah, I got all of them, and I need to find that video because I don't know where it is. I don't know. I didn't lose the video. I just need to look for it, and I'm going to upload that video because I spent a lot of time and money on that. So yeah, I want to show you what I got. All right, so this is from JayB's exhibit alone. I bought the postcards. I did this through Proxy. They got it for me. The reason why I went through the Proxy because I also picked up his. Can I see it from here? No, I can't see it. Where did I put? It must be in the kitchen. The reason why. Hold on, is this it? Hold on, I'm looking in my cabinet. Is this it? Yeah. Where is? Wait a minute. I need to wash all these dishes. Probably one of the few people who have still. The reason why I went through Proxy is because with Drama would not sell you glass internationally, so I had to go to a Proxy service to get the glass box, the glass, and that was the only way I could do it. And then they sent it to me that way. I also did that for Jin Young's Here, where I went through Proxy to get his glass as well. I wish I had bought 2 but I can't find them and they're too expensive now. These are the Polaroids that you got. It was like a little mini set, set A and set B. This is from his magazine. I also went through a Go, but I also purchased these beforehand. I have 4 other cards that I need to, if anybody's doing any trades, let me know. I think I have to post more places so I can see if anybody is doing trades. I did do a Go. You probably will see that Go video. You're probably gonna see 2 Go videos. I'm gonna start uploading Go videos of what I receive from the Go people, so you guys can check out the Go managers and see if you want to try them out. I actually have this in here. This is from, I don't want to say Music Choice. It's from the other one, Choice LA. It's from California's thing. They give you free stickers and stuff. I kind of want to, I want to know, I have to email, I want to go online and see if anybody has the other 2 so I can complete this collection. I actually like the pictures in here, so that's why I put them in here. This is from the Shopee exhibit, I think. And Bam Bam, of course, is the king of advertisement in Thailand. So I got a whole set for a really great price. This is Black Feather. It took me over a year to find these cards, and somebody was selling them all on eBay, so I bought them. I'm still missing one. This took me about a year, and I had to go through 2 albums. The second album I bought on Bujang, and I think I've said it on there. She was selling 4 cards, and it happened to be the 4 cards I was missing. So I have now completed Mark's Chinese photo book collecting, and because that's how it looks in the end. It's one big picture on the back. I have also completed Here finally. So now I have 4 albums, the 4 album photo card, the full photo book photo cards, and I also have a picture from one of his what is this? This was the light up one where you can light it up. I'm not sure, but I also have that, and I have from the original thing. I also have photo books to sell, so if anybody wants a Here photo book, let me know because I'm selling it. This was the photo cards thing. Because she was selling the photo book with all the stuff in it, I ended up getting all of the items that I was missing this whole time. So I pretty much have a very complete collection from Mark in his photo book. This one is from his Trenmo. I need to find the other 5. I have it on my Instagram where you can look there and you can find which ones I'm missing. I have 1 extra card that looks like this. If anybody wants to trade, let me know. This is from the Cash Grab 7th season. I will never say that because I always will say that. I have 4 of the 7 members. I pulled Young Jay, and I got JayB, Yugyeom, and Bam Bam. I'm just missing Jackson and Jin Young. It's a low priority, whatever. This is from the Popcorn. They did an advertisement for a movie theater. I got JayB and the group. And this is from the Face Shop when they was ambassadors, and I got Jackson. These are the Star cards from the Star collection. This is the ones I decided to put in my album. The rest of them I don't mind trading for something else. Okay. This is from their first, I think maybe first of like maybe 3 season greetings they've ever done throughout the 7 years. And this was called Boys Next Door. And this is a I GOT7, I can't remember what this is. It's a sticker. Hold on. It's just a sticker. I can't remember where it's from. Is it from the first fan meeting? I don't know. I can't remember. This is merchandise from the 3565, the first fan meeting. Come and get it. I have the postcards. I have all of them. This is the poster that you got from Mark's photo book. This is the 2 standees you got from Mark's poster. And these are the 2 fans you got from Mark's poster. That is what's in my adjunct. Okay, so that's from that. The next one is the, where's the solo? Okay. All right, 1, 2, and 3. What's at the bottom? Now this will be getting a bit bigger because the JB's come back. I am putting him in this collection because Japan, units, and solo. So basically, if they get a solo album, unit album, Japan, it goes all in here. Now on the side, I have it just like that. So when I pull them out, I can see this is one of the new binders I pulled. This is Avery 2-inch binders. It comes like this with one click. So there you go. This is Ribbon, which is Bam Bam's album. Since Yugyeom did me a solid and didn't have really much of anything like in Photocard or anything, but his album is pretty. Please go get it because is also amazing to listen to. Ribbon, great album as well. But he did come up with some kind of Photocards since he knows the fandom likes collecting. So I have to decorate this a bit more, but I am up to that. This is the picture I chose. Can you see? I'll put it right there. All right, so his album did not necessarily come with Photocards. It came with like these big clear, I'm gonna show you in a second, big clear film type of cards that you can't fit in the 9 sleeves. So what you have to rely on is the what you gotta rely on is the stores that was selling. So basically what you're collecting is the pre-order benefits store cards. So I got these are the ones I've been pulling. This is the ones I got. I can't remember everybody. This is the one. This is the last ones I got. Was the Hello 82. These were the Naver. Okay, and this is from the usual Sonara, Hot Tracks. What's the other ones? I can't remember right now. Yeah, but this is definitely Hello. This is the last one. This is the Hello 82. This is the not the Make Star. Make Star is coming soon, but these are the Naver shopping ones, which I had to do by proxy because I could not get that store to work. This is MMT. I need to get the other one. Someone does have this card, but I have to wait until see if this trade with the other person is gonna work. So if I can get that trade, I'll be able to trade for them, and I'll have both MMT cards. This is Apple Music's cards, YG Global cards, YG2 Global cards. This is the Thailand exclusive cards. I have to put in the Wonderwall cards. Those are gonna be hard because I didn't buy any, and I'm trading one of my extra cards, extra Bam Bam cards for that Wonderwall card. But they just finished the sales of the album for that, so I have to wait another 2 months before that trade can actually complete. And these are all the fillers that I've been using because I try to make up. Now these was actually included into Bam Bam's albums. These different clear film cards. So I think there's like 12 of them. So it's 1, 2. I'm missing I think 6, 2, 3, because there's 6 light ones and 6 dark ones. I have 4, so I'm missing 2 from here, and I think 3 from here. So I'm missing 5. So those were the clear cards that came with his album. Right? And that's the end of Bam Bam. We're going into JJ Project. Nothing has changed. I'm still missing 2 more cards. From JJ Project themselves. The original card, the Bounce Era, is his other version of his card, and the group card. There was a chance I could have gotten that group card, and I was so stupid. Anyway, and this is the JJ Project Verse 2. I have the full set, so that's fine. But I also am missing 1 postcard, and I think I saw somebody on Instagram with it, so I have to see if they still have it available. If they have it available, I will be doing a trade, and then I will finish finally getting that lyric poster. But everything else I have. I have all of the stuff. Other than that, that's the same. Just 2 comes up. I have all of the Korean albums, Photocard, so that's done. I go back and forth trying to decide, do I want the rest of the Japanese thing? And I'm like, it's not it's not high priority. So these are stickers and postcards that came with the magazines. This was the inclusions that came in the albums. This was part of the merchandise that they sold. This is just a Haru Haru magazine postcard about Jackson, and these are the posters. I didn't pull any colored postcards in it. I mean, folding posters, so it's not a big problem for me. This is the Japan stuff. Again, low priority. So if I see it, I see. If I don't, I don't. I'm just gonna go through it quickly to show you what I got. I haven't finished cleaning this up yet, but yeah. And these are my, I made these CD covers, CD sleeves. And these are the concert stuff and merch stuff. And this is the pop-up store that they had. And I think, yeah, and the postcard for it. And that is the end for this binder. Now, we're going to go to the main binder of GOT7, which is the album. So, let's start with one. Ugh. I changed out the binder to the newest binder because the other one was a little broken, and I ended up using that as my sleeve binder. This is GOT7 number 1. Let's begin. Nothing has changed. Well, no, actually I lie. A lot has changed. Just not in the first 5 albums, because I had the first 5 albums for a long time. I did change a little bit. Like, I'm changing all the pictures to black if I can. This thing won't stay in the same place. It's driving me insane. Come on. Okay. There we go. Can you see? Yeah, there you go. So, in the first 5 albums, I have, or I collected, so it's the same thing. I'm not gonna, hold on, let's move it over this way. Right? Hold on, the thing is blinding me. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's better. Is it? Because I can't see anything. Hold on. Yeah, I can see it now. Alright. No, I can't see nothing. What it looks closer to me. Can you see it? Okay. Alright, this is done, including the group card. I don't have that. I'm just gonna go through this because it's the same thing I show every. Oh, I changed everything to black sleeves, and I have now these filler sleeves I got from AliExpress. I love them. They're cute. They got the silver on the back. I have black construct paper, so I'm slowly changing them all over into black sleeves and black stuff. The only thing I really won't be changing is the pictures, because they're pictures. That makes no sense. I'm being quite lazy with the Flight Log series. I'm still missing cards. Though I've been talking to this person, what is it, Singapore? Yes. No, Philippines, right? I think it's Philippines. She's a very nice girl. She says she can get me some cards. But I'm like, at this point, I'm just still working. I'm going to work on JayB's stuff since, and once that's over, we'll work on that. But this is all the stuff I've been collecting for now. So you guys, I'm just going to go through it unless there's something significant. This is all stuff you've seen in the previous pop-up, previous video. I just changed out the colors, the color scheme. And you can, yeah, you'll tell that there's new stuff. I'm just showing you now. They're reprinting so many of the albums. Why aren't they not reprinting 707 Second Press? I'm so behind on that one. I would love to finish this album, this one. Ugh, it's gonna be so hard. The duos I know it's gonna be impossible, but god damn it, give me the individual at least. The thing is, until the end of the year, I'm gonna work on the triangles. Those are easier to find. Again, if anybody knows, anybody who's trading for the second version of this one, let me know please so I can get it. Now we're on the Eyes on You, my favorite era. I'm almost done. I'm just missing actually 3 cards now. Maybe if I can pull a Taiwan Jackson for Eyes on You, that'd be great too. To make it all nice and pretty. Take this one off. See, I can see better. And oh yeah, these are the posters. They did reprint Eyes on You, so I will be getting for at least for my album collection, because I'm missing On and You, so I will be buying those new. I'm hoping that I can get those 3 cards. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's just cheaper if I just buy someone else's album. I don't know yet. But this is that. And this is the end of the first album. So it has all the albums from Got It to Eyes on You. That's the era that's in here. Let's go to number 2. This is the album I was working on for the last 6 months. So it's a lot more, it's very different from when I did it 6 months ago. 6 months ago I was still just collecting JayB and Jackson. Now I decided to become an GOT7 in that same time frame from then. So this is a very different looking book right now. So I present you. And in these, I also have tabs, so I can just lift it. And the tabs I've been using is this one. And I put like regular tape underneath it so it can stay there. And then I can just lift it to the section I need. Like here's spinning top right here, so I just lift and it'll open up. It makes things easier instead of me trying to figure out where's everything. So this is now Present You and Me. Again, if you see anything that I have and you may want to trade, hit me up, let me know. Because I'm trying not to buy anything except for JayB's album, Bam Bam, Dreamcatcher, anything like that. That is my priority right now. So if you want to trade something, let me know. Now we're at Spinning Top. This is the tour log. No, sorry, what am I talking about? This is the Spinning Top tour photo cards. As you can tell, I have nothing for Mark Jackson, nothing for Jin Young except for one. I have 2 Young Jays, and I messed up because I couldn't have gotten all the rest of his set, but I made a bad decision. Here's all of Bam Bams and all of Yugyeom's. The stickers for Spinning Top. The pre-order cards. This came in the DVD. This was the photo cards, and I also pulled Jackson as the random card. These were also pre-order cards. Now we're into Call My Name. This is the last album that's in here. I don't really have much. JayB, MacLeod, Jackson. Since I was really working on the Lullaby era, I really didn't work on You Call My Name, so I have nothing of Jin Young. I think I lost these cards because they never came. Bam Bam and Yugyeom. I'm trading somebody for Yugyeom's ID card, so I'm not missing that anymore. And that is the end of this album. I'm gonna show you the last one, and then we will conclude, and then we will do updates in the next 6 months. The last one is number 3. I have to find the rest of the stickers, but that's what I have on this album. Number 3. And this is the last 2 eras of GOT7 until they come back. The Die era, which is completed. He was the last card. It took me a good couple months to find someone to trade this card for. It took so long. He drove me insane. I said I refuse to buy this card. I have too many of these cards. I need to trade. So that's what I did. These are the special cards, like the Thai cards and the Chinese cards. So I got those. Here's alert cards. I gotta put something here. And the Breath era, which is a lot bigger than you think because I went all out because I knew this was going to be their last era, so I was like, screw it. I'm just going to go all out and get as many things as I possibly can for a collector like me. So, the Breath era is now complete with the album photo cards. The Korean album photo cards, they were complete. And these are filler cards. So if you see the middle part, it's probably a filler card. Again, AliExpress. Though I looked at them like, they were so cool, and then I realized, I could have probably made better cards. But they're nice. They're not bad. Right? They're not bad. I like them. Alright, so these are the... Lord, it took me so long, because in America, we don't have 9x12 sleeves, unless you buy from Europe, and I'm not buying things from Europe. It took me such a long time to figure out what to do. These are actually Avery legal sleeves, and I cut them down. That was the only way I could have done it. And then I put a thing on the corner because they kept, obviously they're not tall enough. They're too tall for my binder, so they kept bending. So what I did was just put like little things in the corner. I don't know if you can see it, like little things in the corner, so it can take the brunt, and it seems to be working. So I have all of their posters. I have so many of these, so if anybody needs any, let me know, and I will just honestly just pay for the shipping, and I will send it to you. I have to stop turning into a hoarder. And I have all the film strips. And I have all their pre-order postcards. And I have their little mini postcards. Now in this, I decided to go and get all their, not all of them, but their pre-order benefit cards. So this is the Sonara set. Actually, I do know someone else is selling a set, so if you're interested, I can be the middleman to get them because they're in a different country. This is the Sonara set. This is the, which one is this? The Interpark set. This is the Tower Records set. Yeah, I actually bought them, the whole set. The Tower Records, this was during the pandemic, not the height of the pandemic, but yeah, mail was still freaking hard. And me getting this by any other way except C-mail was super expensive. So it took me, what, 2 to 3 months before I got this. This was the last set of albums I got. It took 3 months after everything was done to get this album. But when they came nice. So thanks Niako. Alright, so the last, and this one is the with drama set. I actually have 6 out of 7 cards available. I think I want to sell them instead of trade them. I don't know yet, but I do have 6 of them. I actually bought the full set. After I finished buying all of these individually, I ended up finding somewhere in Korea they were selling the whole set cheaper. I was like, I'm so pissed. But I have 6 out of the 7 cards for drama. So if anybody's interested, I don't know if I'm ready to sell them or trade them yet, but that's what it is. These are the Shopee cards. These are the Chinese with fans cards, I think. Yeah, I have all 4 parts. These are the I want to say these are the Yes 24 card mini posters. I have Jackson. I could have gotten Mark, but I was too late. Jin Young. I have Young Jays. I have Bam Bams. And I have Yugyeom. And then, because of bad packaging, I don't care what you say. I love the photo book, but the photo book was bad packaging. And I think they did that on purpose. So I had to figure out what to do with these albums because the CDs were basically loose CDs in a bag. So this is what I did. I just took 2 sleeves and I had so many of these pre-order postcards. I just cut them down, put them on the side so you know which album belongs to which. They didn't even bother I would have been nicer if they had just put the like in Arrival's second press. They had the pictures of the members. They just put their names. That's how I know they were really mean. Yeah, we moved on. And this is Yugyeom. No matter how many times I cut this down because I wanted to keep his head, so that's all I get. And this is Bam Bam. And that is the end of GOT7's era for now, until they come out with another group album. And that is all for me. So hold on, I have to look for the rest of them. That's gonna be the cover for this one. So I try to do it as quickly as possible because I'm just gonna put it all the way right here. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna say goodbye because I gotta get going, and I want to make this around 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm at 1:13, so I'll cut it down a little bit and we'll be good. See you when I see you. Bye.